Hello Giants fans, welcome to Giants Baseball 101. I'm Gabe Vaughn, your host. The Giants lost to the Braves 6-5 today. I don't know what to say. I couldn't think of a better opportunity for the Giants to win a game than today. And with the situation they're in, with just a lot not going right on the team, opportunities like this are things that they just can't afford to waste. I don't know how I could say this any stronger. They can't afford to drop games like this, but they did in the eighth inning. Tyler Rogers couldn't get through it. Lamont Wade Jr. homered on the first pitch of the game to put the Giants up 1-0. They got 3 more through 5 innings on players getting on base and putting the ball in play when they needed to. Logan Webb made it through 6. He allowed 4 runs total, so it certainly wasn't the best start for Webb. And you say the same thing about Alex Cobb last night. I mean, we've had a Cobb start and a Webb start on 2 consecutive days, and in neither case has it been the best. So it's highly disturbing that with all of the issues with the rotation, the Giants just can't guarantee themselves good performance from even their top 2 pitchers anymore. With the game tied 4-4 in the 6th, Giants rallied again, and Thairo Estrada singled in a run to bring the Giants up 5-4. Webb departed after 6 innings, and Tyler Rogers came into the game, pitched a scoreless 7th inning, but in the bottom of the 8th, that's when it all unraveled. And Rogers got into trouble, and Eddie Rosario hit a 2-run homer against him to put the Braves up 6-5 and ultimately seal the defeat for the Giants. And Rogers, he's like the second guy in line as far as late inning pitchers go. This is not, it really is no joke that he couldn't hold the lead. He's been very effective for the Giants for the majority of this year and is really one of the Giants' most trusted relievers and a guy they have to be able to count on in critical situations. And I just have to say that with Alex Cobb, Logan Webb, and Tyler Rogers all not looking as dependable as they should have looked, that creates a problem, and I think the worst of these is Rogers, given that the homer he allowed was in a very crucial situation in the 8th inning. So the Giants, it's just they lose one way one day and then another way another, and this is a game where basically a win was turned into a loss for the Giants, and I don't know when they're ever going to get to a point where they can play under this kind of pressure. I mean, even Tyler Rogers, he has some postseason experience, so it's not like he is completely new to an environment like this, but all I can say is it just didn't go right today. He was initially seen as a pitcher who he was seen as basically a ground ball pitcher because of his unique delivery and his lack of velocity. It was just his one real tool in the big leagues was supposed to be soft contact. But he really surprised everyone in that regard. He developed his stuff, and he started throwing his sliders at the top of the strike zone. That proved to be a really effective break, and just using it in combination with his fastball and his sinker, he really turned himself into a pitcher that does have overpowering stuff, believe it or not, even though he really doesn't throw more than 84 miles an hour that much. He's still a pitcher with overpowering stuff and can strike hitters out. And it sometimes we see more of the soft contact, sometimes more of the strikeout ability, but it's just he's added that just along with his natural ability to induce soft contact, and he's his method of pitching now is a lot more similar, well, as far as you can really say that when he pitches upside down, but it's far more similar to a typical pitcher who who just relies on blowing hitters away with his heater. Rogers is more similar to that than you might think, even though he doesn't throw hard. It's just the other characteristics about his pitching style really make it that way. So I don't view him really as just one of those strike zone control pitchers. I mean, what's so great about him is that he really has a combination of those tools. He's not limited to just being one of those strike zone control pitchers, which that can be very effective on its own. I'm not saying anything about that, but he's just added on the ability to blow hitters away as well. And that's just, I think that's what's made him such a great pitcher over his years with the Giants. But I do think that there is a trade-off that came with all that. It's still, Rogers has really developed the best way that he can, and he's been very valuable for the Giants, for sure, in just the whole unique strategy he has with his pitching. And I'm just saying, though, I think there is kind of a trade-off that came with that, and that is that it's not like he never gives up a home run or a big hit. It's not. I'm not saying that it wasn't worth. And I'm not saying at all that it wasn't worth it for Rogers to take his new attack approach. I'm just saying I think we have to realize that the trade-off that kind of comes with that is that it's not like he's completely invulnerable to hard contact, and today, although today, I mean, it wasn't his rising slider, it was a misplaced sinker, and I think just judging from the video of Eddie Rosario's homer that won the game for the Braves, I think Rogers meant to get that sinker down, and he just got a little too much vertical break on it. Positive, he got a little too much upward vertical break on that sinker, and it kind of hit the middle of the strike zone, and Rosario was ready for it, and that's what lost it for the Giants. So as far as where the Giants stand, I'm not sure that there is a whole lot more to say about that right now. I mean, you kind of know the thing with them and the seriousness of the situation. I'm not sure that I can really say anything today that hasn't already been said, but this is, I can't even keep count anymore. I think this is the 5th straight series that the Giants have dropped, and it's not good at all. Thank you for watching. This has been Giants Baseball 101. Please subscribe if you haven't. Also, please leave your questions and comments. You know where to do it. I'll see you next time on Giants Baseball 101.